identification.
Let's go.
Who's playing YouTube window open?
I got to tell. Okay, I got to turn the sound down. I did that, but it went back up on its own.
Oh,
that's better now.
Oh boy, it actually got a little nippy.
Yeah, it's about freezing here tonight.
Yeah,
I had to
it's below freezing here. So you that's what you got coming tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have that ice storm. Then we're gonna have another one Saturday. Then we might even get 4 inches of snow the next week. I got a question. Did anybody see Grace's video with the spices?
No, I haven't yet. I seen it and didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
All of a sudden, I started laughing last night, and I thought of the movie Dune because of the spice in Dune.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Lisa Parker and Pat.
I tried to get into the new series, the Dune series, but
yeah,
because Ragnar is in it, the guy who plays Ragnar. Oh, I go on Tuesdays now. Sorry. Yeah, it's much easier. My Mondays are usually really busy, and by the time I get stuff done, cooking dinner and all that fun stuff, I'm rushing to get in here by 7 o'clock. So, and Tuesday I can go in at 9. I was going to go at 8, but there's other people going, so I just go on 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I can't do 8 because my wife always uses the computer. She just decided to hit the hay.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got different schedules. Figure how many people eat dinner at 6 o'clock versus 5 o'clock?
Well, it depends how busy you are. But yeah, usually 5 o'clock is dinner time. That's usually when I've always done dinner.
I like it a little later, like about 5:45.
Yeah.
And Holly eats before we do because we have to feed her.
Oh, my cats. 4:30 comes around, they're all in here looking at me like, hello.
Well, she starts pacing at 4 o'clock, and I'm not going to give her. Figure she had lunch. If she has dinner early, she'll be pestering me for food all evening.
I'm wanting to watch that movie, Homestead. I didn't know there was going to be a series though. I thought it was just the movie, Homesteader. Because it didn't come in our area, unfortunately, at the movie theaters.
I haven't even heard of it.
It's good. It's bad stuff happens. You could say it's the shift thing, and a homesteader stands his ground against government trying to come in and take his resources and stuff. And he has ex-military to help him guard his homestead.
Yeah, you never know who you can trust in this world.
Yeah, once a day, except for my sick cat, which he's doing a lot better now. He was really close to not making it, and I got him where he started eating again, and now he's actually doing pretty good.
How old is this sick cat?
About 7-8 years old.
That's not too old, really.
No, but he's old, being the oldest cat in the house.
Does Eric have any pets?
Yes, I have a Jack.
A Jack.
What, a Jack Russell Terrier?
No, a border collie.
Okay,
Very
yeah.
crazy border collie.
That loves frisbees.
Yes, and pools.
I love
Frisbees
the
and
urban breeds.
Yeah, I had to cut down on some of the news that I was reporting. Well, I'm off probation now, so I can talk a little bit better, but still have to be careful. But one thing I wanted to go over tonight was this tariff war that's happening, that's going on, which I don't think it's going to go too far out. Hey there, what?
Hey, what?
hey, buddy.
But I find it interesting that, you know, Doof is up north, and not saying anything bad about Canadians or anything, except for that one guy. Like he's going to stand up to Trump.
Hey, did you see that eggs are cheaper in Canada than they are in the U.S.? About half the price, less than half.
Well, they don't have a
Bird.
group killing all of our
Yep.
chickens either. But the thing, the main thing, I was laughing the whole time he was telling me, "Oh, we're going to do this, and it's $50 billion. This they're going to lose out on," and I just imagine Trump sitting at his desk over there, just cracking up laughing, and everybody else knows it. Why doesn't this guy know it? That's a losing battle. The money that this country spends and generates, we hold all the marbles.
We hold the Trump cards.
Yeah.
I think he was just doing it to save face. He knew down deep inside. It's the same thing happened in Trump's
Mexico.
first term. He did the same thing in his first term. Go around the threatening of tariffs.
It's the art of the deal. The big question is what's going to happen with China. They're going to play hardball.
Same thing.
They'll deal.
I mean, you cut off billions of dollars.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Who are they going to sell to? The other countries don't buy all their stuff like we do. And to me, I think it's a good thing. Yes, prices will go up. That's every day prices go up. It's just one of those things. But the fact is, we have companies, Samsung, LG, these. Oh, the Vineyard Chicks came in. I was like, who's that talking?
BC.
These companies left Mexico to come back to the United States to manufacture washers, dryers, refrigerators, that kind of stuff. Toyota is now building vehicles here, and this just happened in this almost month.
Yep.
Trump's gotten more done, and the short time he's been in, that's good for this country than the last regime did in 4 years. The mainstream media can't even keep up with everything he's doing.
I got the old school. Oh, you can't really tell, but because the ducks are yellow, green screen doesn't show.
What shirt was that? I missed it. Oh, okay.
I have to move my beard.
Vineyard Chicks.
At Costco today, tuna went up from $15.29, salmon $19.49, up a few days. Yeah, it's going to happen. But if they can't get those prices, they'll go back down because they just can't sit on the shelf.
Then you got to remember, I've talked to people, not as many the past few years because their businesses were hurting. Anyone that has a restaurant business is paying double for the food, basically.
Oh yeah.
That's why, things are as high as they are. And it all comes back to the price of fuel. And the fact that you're talking about Canada, you figure, where does Canada unload most of their fuel? The United States. If they don't unload, if we don't buy it, they're ruined.
Oh yeah. And that's why I said, if we don't buy all the stuff from China, who's going to buy it?
And China is threatening tariffs on the coal. Well, you know what I think? Maybe we shouldn't sell them coal. The coal mining has dwindled in this country. It still goes on in like parts of like North Dakota, some in West Virginia, not like it used to. And there's hardly any coal mining in Pennsylvania. And China needs our coal more than we need them to buy it.
Yeah. We used to be the biggest exporter.
Mm-hmm.
But because of global warming is going to ruin everything, and sure, coal is not the best, cleanest thing to use, but they've came a long way from when we used to heat with coal and stuff like that. I know tons of coal mines that's been shut down that could be operational again. That I know that people actually still go in there and get coal, that they heat their homes with coal. Yeah, exactly. And what happens when these companies that are in Mexico, because there's a lot down in Mexico right now because it's cheap for them to build stuff. All these companies starts coming back. What happens?
Yeah, I'd rather have appliances that were made in the USA than assembled in the USA, parts made in Mexico. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Yeah, these are, we're going to have more jobs, more good paying jobs, not these jobs that they give you 39 hours a week, so they don't have to do that full-time pay.
And benefits.
Yeah.
I agree, Tasha. It's hard to believe, I don't even believe everything I see. I knew years ago, you can't believe most of what's on TV.
Oh no. And here, I'll go ahead and read what was put out the first. And he calls it an emergency situation. The extraordinary threat posed by illegal aliens and drugs, including, the big F one.
You can't say the F word.
Well, that certain drug, it gets hit sometimes.
Okay.
Well, everybody knows what drug it is, though. Until the crisis is evaded, President Donald J. Trump is completing a 25% additional tariff on imports.
Welcome the new member to the channel.
Oops, who is the new member? Oh, Marshmallow Man. Thank you for being a member for 11 months. Imports from Canada and Mexico, and a 10% additional tariff on imports from China. So that's 35% for them. Energy resources from Canada will have a lower 10% tariff. President Trump is taking bold actions to hold Mexico, Canada, and China accountable for their promises of halting illegal immigrants and stopping poisonous F drug and other drugs from flowing into our country. The orders make clear that the flow of drugs like the F1 to the United States through illicit distribution networks has created a national emergency, including a including a health crisis. China's officials have failed to make the necessary stem the flow of these chemicals to our criminal people, I'll put it that way, and shut down money laundering by criminal organizations, including, in addition, the Mexican drug people. Boy, I have to reword a lot of these things. Organizations have an alliance with the governments of Mexico, which is true. So many paid officials, we'll put it that way. The government of Mexico has afforded safe havens for these people to engage in manufacturing, transporting of dangerous drugs, which collectively have led to overdose deaths of hundreds of thousands of Americans. This alliance endangers the national security of the United States, and we must eradicate the influence of these dangerous people. And it goes on and on about while the trade accounts for 67% of Canada's GDP, 73% of Mexico's GDP, and 37% of China's GDP, it accounts for 24% of United States. That's how much they rely on us. Canada is 67%. Mexico relies on us 73% of their gross money that they receive, and China is 37%, which I think it's probably more than that. Which is, over $1 trillion. So, like I said, this hurting them a lot more than it's hurting us. And, which I'll have to, there's somebody down in Georgia doing a good job, because there's people out, protesting, big bad Trump and all that. And one of the people in Georgia is making it a federal offense to protest on roads, highways and such, which is good. It should be.
Because they block some roads in California.
You get these,
Exactly.
you get people trying to drive through, and they don't know you get a mob of people banging on your car and stuff.
Oh yeah.
What are you to do? And if you run somebody over, you're the bad person. But if they're breaking your windows and pulling your mirrors and all that stuff, you just sit there and let it happen. It should be a crime to block the roads, and there you can protest all you want. Protest, not the other thing, not when it turns into a riot. People don't understand the difference between a protest and a riot these days.
Yeah, we had I forget what year it was, but we had protesters. It was for one of the 3-letter groups that starts with a B and ends with an M. They were blocking the drawbridges down here out to the barrier islands. And you want to see a sheriff's department show up quick. They cleared that place out so fast. And as far as the crowd goes, turn around. Either turn around or step on the long one, because you won't survive that. I know it sounds crude, but
Yeah.
they pull you out of the car, that's game over.
Yeah.
Well, a few years ago, my wife was coming home from work. It was the summer of 2020, and there was a group of protesters. I guess I shouldn't say the name. And they had signs up, and they weren't just standing there with signs. They were yelling at the cars. They didn't block traffic, but they would run towards the car with their signs, screaming. And if I was a law enforcement officer, I wouldn't consider that a peaceful protest, because they are acting in a way that is alarming.
I don't understand the thinking of, it's fine if you walk back and forth on a sidewalk like a normal protest, but when they start screaming, how does that get your point across? And when you lay in the road and you strap yourself to a bunch of other people and whatever they do, how does that help your cause? It has the opposite effect to me.
Right.
Yeah, they're full of anger. They're not going to get their message across. People aren't going to sympathize with people protesting in an angry manner. If anything, it's going to scare them. Because if someone has little kids in the car, and because I'm sure there were people behind my wife or ahead of her that had children in the car, probably upset them too.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the thing is, when you have somebody driving down the road, all these people come out all of a sudden, and you have your family members in the car. You're just not thinking of yourself. You're thinking of your family.
All right.
What do? The first thought is to try to get through them as fast as possible, and not get stopped. Because if you stop, you're done for.
Yep.
And it can cause. Go ahead.
It's like over in England and Scotland, and you see these videos. There'll be protesting a farmer or something about, we're protesting your cow's methane gas, which is absolutely ridiculous, or some other thing. And this one farmer, he got on his tractor, and he was pulling some type of a pump, and it was liquefied manure.
Yeah.
And he just dusted this whole, you couldn't count how many people were there, and they got up and they left. So that, it's a shame you have to deal with situations like that. But, if you don't look out for your own property and how you earn a living, nobody else is gonna. So,
Yeah, they do get your attention, but it's the wrong attention.
Mm-hmm.
The negative attention doesn't do anything good for your cause. All it is all they're doing is getting attention, and it's not helping what they're supposed to be out there for.
Well, the mainstream media has really become guilty of that. The venom with the people on the news.
Oh yeah. And,
I have a
and,
question for you,
and that's,
Bushcraft.
go ahead.
As with the tariffs, I know you buy stuff on Temu. Did you check any of that today? Prices? Because I noticed AliExpress raised
No,
prices on some stuff I looked at before.
I still get the spam every morning for 99-cent things. I don't go and spend buku money on that stuff. If I see something that I could use for 99 cents, and I'll say, oh, okay, and I'll put it in my cart. That way it's locked in. Oh yeah, there's always going to be people getting in. The fact that it's just not, open the gates wide open, just let whoever come through.
Well, the answer I have, there's somebody we know, it's a long story, and they're as lefty as they can be, sticking up for the migrants. So I said to this woman, well, then why don't you take some of these people in? And she didn't know what to say.
Well, isn't there I don't know, government lady that has the things on their head? And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I just don't know what they're called. That's, I think it's for Minnesota or something like that. Telling if you're afraid you're going to get, deported, come here for safe haven and stuff. That's not going to go good. That's not going to go good.
That's like the governor of New Jersey. He's just sticking his thumb in Tom Homan's eye, bragging about that they have someone that's their housing in their private home. This is a governor now of my old state.
Yeah.
And he's just, I mean, that's no way to behave, an elected official, and I think you're going to start seeing, people in high places, they're going to end up getting arrested.
Homan threatened to charge him if there was evidence that he was doing what the governor was doing, what he claimed to have been doing.
Yep.
Oh, and somebody mentioned about manure. Okay, I have a Christmas tree farm. I haven't used fertilizer in decades. You know what I use? Horse manure. Actually, a lot of small farms, I'm sure if the vineyard chicks have access to it, they would use it.
That's fertilizer.
That's the best fertilizer. It's organic matter. I've been saying for years, people, we got to go carbon free. If there wasn't, without carbon in the soil, carbon is organic matter. If you took all the carbon out of the soil, it would be sterile. You won't be able to grow anything. From what I've read in books about agronomy, a person wants to try to achieve maybe 3 to 4% organic matter. It's really hard. But like I said, all organic matter is carbon. Because when you get manure, you're not just getting nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. You're getting all kinds of trace elements, and you're getting the actual organic matter.
And to answer your question, cows do fart.
Oh,
I've milked a cow that let it go.
And deer also fart, buffalo fart, rabbits fart. I don't know about birds though.
I've never heard rabbits fart though. I've witnessed a cow, so I know for a fact.
Be charming. I don't think Florida really needs border fencing being up against the ocean.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of people have come through the straits.
Oh, I was going to say, Cuba.
Yeah, 90
Look
miles.
at all the people come over from Cuba.
They'll
How far is it? 80 miles?
90.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they'll come over on a speedboat. Well, that's normally involving narcotics.
Yeah.
We need more Coast Guard.
It'll be like $1 million boat. and they'll run it right up on the beach and jump out of it. Just motors blazing away, and that's how they, you know, Florida's not a super secure place. More than
Oh
most,
no.
but you know.
That's why I said if somebody wants to get into the United States, even if we had 75-foot walls, they would get in. I remember, what was it, World War II, when they were coming in submarines.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had the lights out policy on the East Coast.
Yeah. What was that other thing that I seen? Oh, I'm sure everybody heard what's his name got in. RFK.
Well, he got out of committee.
Yeah.
The Senate still got a vote on him, the full Senate.
And Susan Collins said she's going to vote.
Pam Bondi got in. She got in today. She's our new AG.
We all got to give it time. We got to wait till everybody that Trump picked for his cabinet gets confirmed. And then they need time to get stuff done.
I believe that there was one Democrat that got RFK out of committee, and I believe it was Fetterman.
Yeah, Fetterman is learning. I didn't vote for him, obviously, and I don't agree with him wanting to let all these convicted people out of prisons. But he's coming around. He said he was going to vote for Cash, too.
Oh, Cash Patel, yeah.
Yeah, we need Cash.
Big time.
Cash with a K.
That's why they're so against him, because
Well, we need both Cashes.
the K and the C. But he's got dirt on all of them, so
Oh yeah,
they're gonna fight it.
he's got a big list of those in FBI now too.
Oh, they're suing the Department of Justice over that. I heard on Jesse Waters' show. Everybody he's trying to get, Trump's going to get rid of. They're going to find a liberal judge, and Trump's going to appeal it. It's going to be a dog and pony show.
Well, he still has like probably 200-300 open cases against him still going.
Right. Yeah, Mr. Cheddar Prepper. Yeah, you're right. Those are the rhinos. Although Collins voted
Yeah.
in favor today of RFK. And I mean Tulsi, her too.
Yeah, Mitch and Lisa Murkowski are real big rhinos.
We say ditch Mitch down here.
Okay.
What do you call them? Chaps? Leather chaps?
Oh, Zelensky?
Yeah. He's demanding nukes.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, he should. That should be a war crime right there.
I still don't. Well, I do understand it, but I don't understand. How does a guy? And I know I sound like a broken record. How do you go like 8 years ago being a stand-up comedian wearing leather chaps on stage to being the leader of Ukraine?
Shit, has most of the people running something.
I think Obama installed him. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Well, some lefties would say the same about Trump being on The Apprentice. But I look at it like this. Trump is having his time. He's getting to tell so many people in the government, you're fired.
Yeah, but don't forget, Trump originally was a Dem. I mean, he was at Hillary's wedding.
Yeah.
And he just saw the country going in a wrong direction, and you know,
Yeah.
decided to make a change.
I saw on somebody's YouTube channel months ago, they were replaying Trump on Oprah Winfrey back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he was talking about cutting big government back then, all the foreign aid, and she was agreeing with him that there was so much wasteful spending.
Oh, they all loved him before
Oh, yeah.
before he came down the escalator at Trump Tower. Then they hated him because he was a threat.
Well, he said he would go. He was Democrat, and said, and then he seen the errors of his ways, I guess you would say. But I did see it. It wasn't a rinky-dink interview or something. They were asking Trump questions about him supporting Hillary. And he says, yeah, but I noticed all of her friends ended up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deleted.
And he gave to Republicans too, and he was giving to Democrats at the exact same time, he said. He supported everyone because
Yeah.
if
If
you
you right.
Yeah, that's the thing. The way he wanted to make, his catchphrase. What do you want? Make America great again. This is the one that was sick. He didn't eat for 6 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he still lost a lot of weight, but he's eating now, which is good. And he's jumping up and down, and of course he's stuck up my butt though. Ordering. Attending the Super Bowl, I have no idea. The Super Bowl is like,
Yeah, he's going to be there because
this again.
They were, I forget what station it was. They were deciding on where's the camera going to pan after a good play. Is it going to go to Taylor Swift or is it going to go to Trump? And I'm like, I don't think I'm even going to watch the game. I don't know. That league's kind of a turn off.
I don't know. I would like to see Trump in one booth here and Taylor Swift in the other one, and Trump looks over towards her and flips her off. Just saying, that I would watch the Super Bowl for that. I'm not saying I'm not I mean, her earlier stuff was good, but I don't know. It seems like it's a rinse and repeat stuff that she does anymore. Breakup songs.
How about Stephen A. Smith on a possible presidential run? Oh my God.
Oh boy.
See? There's
I
no
can see that happening.
depth over there. There's no depth.
Stephen A. from ESPN
Yep.
or ESPN.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could see that happening. Who would be his running mate? Who you think it would be?
I don't know.
Skip Bayless.
See, he wouldn't call him Mr. President. Stephen A.
Did you know it was today? You was talking about politics, but did you know it was today in 1854 that Albert Bavoy proposed the political party name Republican Party? That was in Ripon, Wisconsin. Or Ripon. It's Ripon. Could be mispronunciation.
I got a question. Does anybody have a favorite Taylor Swift song? I wouldn't even recognize her music if I heard it.
Only when the Vineyard Chicks sing it.
They sound better than her.
Yeah.
One
It's-
thing I'll give her though is she's good with her money. She was smart in the beginning.
Well, that couldn't be her. That
Well, no, but I'm saying when she was old enough, she took over her own.
yeah.
She wasn't hung up on one manager and that, like Billy Joel. Look what happened to Billy Joel. I mean, his brother-in-law was his manager, and he cleaned him out.
That's because she had good parents.
Supposedly this Sunday they're supposed to have a football game during the Taylor Swift cameos. But supposedly there's supposed to be a football game during all this. I had no idea.
It's called the Super Bowl, isn't it?
I seen this one guy. He made a video. He always does like weird sports predictions, and but he said, "This is my sports prediction." He said the Chiefs are going to win it. Taylor Swift's going to rush the field. Kelsey's going to propose, and he's going to retire, and that's going to be the end.
I wonder when they're going to ship in the crooked refs.
Oh, if that happens, dude, I'm done.
Oh, did you hear all about? Why is everybody focused on these referees?
Yeah, right.
I wonder why.
That's what Kelsey said.
But the thing is, we went through this before. There was another quarterback that it seems like there's one quarterback in every.
Are you talking about Deflategate?
Yeah.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, Trump's supposed to attend the Super Bowl, according to all the news I read today.
Yeah,
Hey, Huga.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
No, I don't care for Taylor Swift. I was just joking.
I used to like the commercials, but the last few years they've just been kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see Jim on his tractor listening to Taylor Swift when he's.
I can't name a song, but I could see that visually.
Shake it up.
Shake it up.
Take it off. He'd be falling off his couch.
All I know is my son, the guys he's working with in the music industry, they cannot stand her at all.
While you're doing the Macarena.
No, I never liked that song either. That was big in the early 90s.
Hey, Macarena.
Yeah. Also, I want to thank those who send me cards and gifts and stuff. I would love to do unboxings and some of the stuff these other people do when they get gifts and stuff. But I have really nasty haters. And I would hate for any of my haters to attack some of you wonderful people. So just know that I really appreciate when you send me stuff and cards and things like that. I really appreciate it.
What kind of gifts have people given you, Bushcraft?
Just stuff. I'm not going to say anything because, they go as far as when I used to do interviews and stuff, they would contact them first and tell them bad things about me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people who know who I am, that like the Defender of the Republic. We became really good friends. And they tried to contact her and tell her stuff. She said, wait a minute, I know him. He's not that way. And then she would tell me, say, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I said, yeah, they're the hate group.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of adults out there that still haven't gotten out of the third grade. So,
Or junior high. Has anybody ever sent you a can of Spam, Bushcraft?
Spam? No.
Okay.
I did get some
That was pretty specific.
the freeze dried stuff.
Freeze dried spam.
No, it wasn't freeze dried. It's the ready eat meals.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
I didn't buy it, but I saw online Walmart had bacon spam. That's a new one.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to try that.
It was on sale clearance. I was shocked, but it wasn't available at any of the stores around here.
You can spam. What? Write that down for our trek along the Appalachian.
Spam. I was looking for things I need at Walmart because I'm sick of going to the store and they don't have it in stock. Then I've learned the website could say it has it in the local store. Then you go there and it still doesn't have it. My wife's thing is just, it is what it is. Oh, and some people don't like that term either.
I do have something coming up that I'll be doing a review and stuff. Odin Wolf. It's a knife company,
Nice.
and they sent me a bunch of knives. Well, of course it's green, but I'm not going to show the knives themselves right here. But
How
They
about
want to strike.
show the box?
huh?
There you go.
Wait,
Neat.
that's upside down.
Cool.
Really nice. They actually, we agreed for them to send me. It's supposed to be just one knife, so they just sent me all the Bushcrafty knives. And for Christmas, they sent me a gourmet gift box of goodies and stuff. Thankfully, they sent it before I did the carnivore thing. I mean, there was some good stuff in there.
A man can't have too many knives.
Oh no, I love knives. I have the Korean barbecue spam, but
oh man,
that actually sounds good too.
that's wow. Okay.
I would never eat spam that had curry in it. That's one. I am not a fan of curry at all.
Ooh,
I've never liked. My wife doesn't like it either, or some likes it.
I'm
Some
not
like
eating.
it hot.
I'm
Some
not
like it
eating-
not so hot.
I'm not eating, period. That's it.
I know quite a few Indian American people that are really nice, but their food, I don't like it. The taste of it.
no.
I mean, I've eaten it several dishes a couple times. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's something I don't eat. I mean, it's not a regular thing for sure.
It doesn't surprise me. Grace has a lot of curry. She's the spice lady.
Bonnie, I want mine medium rare, please.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, I had spam years ago, but not now. That's right up there with fruitcake.
Yeah, spam. It's. I mean the no name stuff. Or what is it? Treat.
Treat meat.
That's one of them. Yep.
That's better than the spam. Spam went really fat. They got a lot of fat and sodium in it nowadays.
Yeah.
But I would still try. I would still try the bacon one. I think I would put it in the air fryer though.
Mm.
It's best cooked over an open fire. Good hiking.
Hey there, Heather.
You couldn't use a closed one.
When you're up in the mountains with a backpack and you need food that's non-perishable, spam is a delicacy.
Well, I guess spam it is on our Appalachian adventures then.
I might have to cancel.
Well, I mean, it's not the first option, but it'll be there at some point. You know. I'll pick up some trout in we'll get some trout in North Georgia.
And
Dee said she's sending supplying all the food, the freeze dried food.
Well,
As long as it ain't freeze-dried spam.
Yeah, but the fat in that container is important so it doesn't stick too bad on the pan. Even if you're using like one of those little mountain stoves.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have a proper heat to fat distribution ratio.
It isn't bad if you put a little olive oil in the house to stop it from cooking.
get some good beef tallow, and lard's always good.
Yeah, 5-gallon bucket of it.
Remember when we were kids okay, they told us, okay, a lot of potato chip companies use lard. Hardly anyone uses that now, and
Oh yeah.
because they say it's bad.
Oh,
Give me time to freeze dry it and how much of
Yeah.
what or spam it is.
you're gonna fly it in.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm with Bonnie over the curry. Each to their own. Just like I like Miracle Whip, some people hate it.
Oh yeah, I don't believe in that now.
To use mayo.
Mayo.
Always
Real
add
mayo.
walnuts in their spam spread. What was that thing that I forget what it's called? Where you chop up bologna really fine and mix with
Oh,
mayonnaise. And
bologna
stuff.
salad.
Yeah, they call it
Yeah.
something else too, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's an old school recipe.
Yeah,
Bologna salad. I gotta remember that one.
yeah. You dice it up and then you kind of make it like tuna. You can
Yeah,
put pickles with it and onions and stuff.
yeah.
You could mix it with sweet relish then, right?
Yeah, however you like
Yeah.
it. Yeah, jalapenos in there, whatever.
Hey, Shadow. Good to see you.
It's always
Yeah,
good to
just-
see your shadow.
Morning. I've got
Happy New Year.
strawberries, blueberries, elderberries in the freeze dryer right now. Oh, I wish I had a freeze dryer. I probably wouldn't have anything left in the house. Be all freeze dried.
I know it's been a thing for a while, but the last couple of times I went out to the flea market, I've noticed these people's been set up and they sell pretty much all the candies that people would like to eat, but they're freeze dried candies. They freeze dry them and repackage them and sell them.
Yep.
Like I don't know, whatever you
Skittles.
can think of. Yeah, freeze dried Skittles or freeze dried Sour Patch Kids or whatever.
Yeah, somebody I watch on TikTok, they were doing Sloppy Joe. They
Yeah.
made up a whole trays of Sloppy Joes and stuck them in there and just broke them up when it was done, and was explaining they put oxygen absorbers in their Mylar bags and still vacuum seal it.
Mhm.
Well, the only kind of bologna I really like is the German kind.
Yeah. Well, it used to be that's all there was.
Well, my wife got me some last week and surprised me because I had it on sale at Giant. Because I don't eat lunch meat that often.
Yeah, not anymore. I was thinking about, because now that I did the 30-day challenge for the carnivore thing. Oh man, my doctor was trying to talk me out of it and saying it's that you shouldn't be doing this, and I'm like, how's my blood pressure again?
Do you feel better?
Oh yeah, my blood pressure went down from 165 to 117.
What are you going to eat the next 30 days?
Well, I'm still doing it.
Okay.
I did, day 31. I went to salad bar and
Oh no, it's not.
yeah.
You did a 180.
Oh, that salad bar was good.
Yeah.
The thing is, I only went in there for a salad bar, and the lady said, "Well, the salad bar is $16.95,
Man,
but if you buy our lunch special, which that that day it was meatloaf sandwich and fries, then it's $6.99 for the special, and then you can add $6.99 for the salad bar. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, that's cheaper.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting the meatloaf sandwich, but I wasn't a fan of the sandwich, but I still ate it. The fries were good.
We got a downtown on the Riverwalk. We got a German style deli, delicatessen, whatever you want to call it, Hildebrands. And they've been there. I think they originally opened in 1879, and they still in operation. Go in there and get meats cut up, cheeses. You can get a sandwich, soups. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, that's the way it is. If you go out to the Amish, that they still, all their places, there's the cheese place. I forget the name of it, but you can go in there and eat and everything there.
Oh, yeah, I know it's
like
some good stuff.
where I used to get my BLTs, of course they went up though, but it's their own bacon that they make,
Thick cut.
Yeah, and they slice it right there.
That's the way I like it, thick cut.
The tomatoes, the lettuce that they grow. So it's even the bread, they bake their own bread. So it's like, it's all good stuff. And it's
when it's the best.
Oh man.
When I was a kid, there used to be butcher shops around here. Actually, my mother used to get most of the meat we ate from the name of the family was Zellers. And I'd say when I was a teenager, they just decided to retire. Nobody in the family wanted to take it over. I got a question for One Life. And the rest of you guys. Is down in Georgia, have you ever eaten tomato pie?
Yeah.
I haven't. No, I've heard of it. I know what you're talking about, but I've never had one.
It's big around here. And only you go to a grocery store and buy it. It's not the same as going around here. It's probably the best, some of the best in the world. Corporal's Bakery. They make fresh tomato pie. They make a lot of rolls, bread for places that sell hoagies.
I don't even think nobody around here sells it. Not unless they were just to make it. I don't know.
Yeah. Now tomato gravy down south.
Oh yeah.
Cheddar pepper. Some days, yeah, I only eat one piece of meat. It's just, and then some days I'll get that hunger to where I can eat, and that's the thing. If you're on the carnivore, you can eat as much as you want.
How big is the one piece of meat? Like an 18-ounce steak?
Oh no! Like today, I had hamburger patty. That's it, and it's not a hamburger, a processed one. It's just ground beef. It's just some days one piece of meat just fills you up. You don't have to eat.
I can't believe fish isn't included in that diet.
You can. It just has to be a fatty fish.
Yeah, fatty fish.
Because you're basically you get a lot of your stuff from the fat.
Yeah, like salmon. Yep.
Protein and stuff.
With your love for salmon, there you go. Love some fresh salmon.
Hey, Independent, how's it going?
Yeah, I don't eat breakfast either. My wife eats her natural cereal for breakfast. We were told it's because of the food companies. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Then they came out with Pop-Tarts and stuff like that.
Well, you know who started that?
Yep.
Kellogg's,
then Post.
Yeah.
Never was a fan of the Pop-Tarts, really.
Battle of the cereals or whatever it was.
I like the regular, but I won't eat any of that stuff that's frosted. you're just eating too much sugar.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
none
too
of
much.
it's any good anymore.
If I'm gonna eat sugar, I'll eat, candy.
Especially when you see those videos of those guys where they have the product beside it, and then in a vessel they pour the amount of sugar that's in each product in there, where you actually just see what the sugar value is.
Yeah.
Really puts it into perspective.
Look at it this way. My what's it called again, Eric?
LDL,
Yeah,
HDL.
was 153 before, and it hit 159. So it affects it a little bit, but that was only 2 weeks on the diet, and it probably went up because I got a cheap thing of pork ribs that had a lot of fat on it. So it probably went up from the ribs.
I hadn't had ribs in a while. I got to give me some.
I still think it's hard to beat bacon and eggs in the morning.
Oh, that's carnivore.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Where you guys live, have you ever heard of the Hatfield brand of ham and pork? Do they ship it out there?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Hatfield?
Yep. That's near
Can't
me.
say I haven't.
Yeah, I was going to say that's up here. That's a normal.
Because I talked to people that never heard of that brand on other channels.
The South, they got what is it, hogs, boar's head, or something like that.
well, boar's heads all over.
Yeah.
And they got closed down because of problems with contamination
Mm-hmm.
at one of their plants.
Yeah, it messed me up that day. I just literally eaten a boar's head sub from Publix. And I get home and see that. I'm like, oh, man, here we go.
Here we go.
I didn't feel bad or nothing behind it, but I was like, dang, that was just kind of weird. It was the same day.
Yeah, that's where all the flavor is.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the local Publix here, shoot, I mean, for a quick sub, it's pretty good. They make a good sub.
they do. They make very good sub.
Yeah, and also with the cholesterol issue, it'll start to plummet because of your body starts getting adapted to it, because it can, like, eating processed foods and whatever you eat, it can take up 6 months to years to get that stuff out of your system.
It's
I bet
crazy.
in March you'll be eating a lot of corned beef if it's on sale.
I'd have to know where it came from, because they use sugar. And
Would if I had to. I just never been a fan of corned beef. Really.
sugar is especially the sugar nowadays is bad.
I won't be sending you any Reuben sandwiches then, Wildlife.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You can send me all the thick cut bacon you want, and I'll send you the Reubens.
Actually, a Reuben sounds real good right now.
Yeah, there's a place in New York that has that. It's like 3 pounds sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's my type of sandwich. Dagwood.
That's the kind of sandwich where you say, "Where's the bread?"
Right.
It's there, that little thing on the bottom, and there's
give you a side of bread with your meat.
Right.
who was it? Action Jackson guy?
Yeah, I like watching those videos.
Yeah,
Action Bronson.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Bronson.
He would go in and the place in New York. I don't remember the name of it, but it's supposed to be famous for those sandwiches. And he goes in there and orders like 3 or 4 of them. And I'm like, oh my. They're
Mhm.
huge.
And he's loving every bite of it.
Yeah.
I look like this with Canada. We don't need their Canadian bacon. It's just ham cut from a different portion of the animal.
Yeah.
It's
Wiener
always been
side.
kind of suspect.
Yeah. They miss the where all the flavor is.
And y'all are making me hungry again.
Here, okay, who started it this time?
I ate at 4 p.m. Okay? And
It's because
that's the way it worked out.
it's because I mentioned the curry.
Oh,
Yeah. Curry started it.
It's just everyone, if you watch chat, everyone's talking about what they have or what they like, and and then listen and read, and it's just like then your stomach starts to growl a little bit.
All of us have to eat food. We have a common denominator.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So you don't eat canned corned beef, I take it either, right? What?
I mean, I would if I had to. It wouldn't be my first pick.
not anymore.
Oh, that was a good hiking meal. Canned corned
I
beef
mean,
on Ritz crackers.
Corned beef and hash used to be good.
my mom used to make it like I think it was usually like St. Patrick's Day or somewhere around in there. She made like
Oh.
corned beef and cabbage. I mean, I'd eat hers and it was good, but I hadn't really ever had it good anywhere else, I guess.
I was trying to find because I'll actually probably make a video because I got a lot of emails asking me carnivore questions. I'm like, I don't know much of it. The only thing I know is that electrolytes are very important because usually people who do the carnivore diet that first week, they get hit with what's called the carnivore flu. And it's just like the flu. And it's because you sucked all the vitamins and minerals out of the body and you didn't
Replenish them.
you replenish them with electrolytes and stuff. And you didn't keep up your water intake because you need a lot of water.
Oh yeah.
And to get that water to work, you need a good salt. And that's where I got the Celtic gray salt. And it's one of the best salts you can get. And like you just put a few little granules of salt on your tongue and then crunch down on it and drink water. And you can tell the difference. It's like it electrifies your body because it's all those minerals are going into you.
Another thing, instead of the cabbage with corned beef, my mother used to make it when I was a kid. Pork butt with cabbage.
That's weird. There's Ziggy and Indy and myself too. Everyone had vertigo last week. That's weird.
That well, and I don't. This is allegedly.
Allegedly.
A space thing happened where there was built up pressure in certain parts of United States.
Really?
Yeah.
On the CME, yep.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not a space person or anything like that, so I don't know.
It's the Schumann.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like I said, there was a lot of talk about this pressure, which they were talking PSI and all that stuff that was going through, and people had a hard time. So
What day was this reportedly happening?
it was 3 or 4 days of it.
Did that make the barometric air pressure higher?
Probably because it said that
I'm gonna look at my barometer real quick.
a lot of people, like you have to blow in your nose to clear your.
Cheryl had
I was
to
doing that a lot too, blowing my nose a lot.
Mhm.
I thought I was getting a resurgence of what I had after Christmas.
I know it wasn't barometric pressure for me because I get coming off the Gulf, the pressure changes all the time, and I don't get vertigo from it.
Well,
It is interesting.
2
I'm gonna
days
look and
ago.
see when that
Yeah.
time frame was. It's probably over the weekend.
And it's only like if you turned your head to one way, like if I turned like to the left and like almost touched my ear to my shoulder, it would be like bam, and I'd be like I'd have to grab onto something because
Oh
Yeah, I
wow.
don't think you're supposed to do that normally.
it hit me
Well,
hard. And then eventually, it was like 2 days of that, and then it went away.
well, to solve that, just turn right.
Yeah, I don't think your nose is supposed to touch your shoulder.
Oh,
Something's not right there.
well, I was leaning over to my nightstand to turn off my alarm, and boom, it hit me, and I'm like, wow.
The abnormally long neck.
The air pressure is somewhat high though.
No,
Well, can you lick your elbow?
I've never tried.
That's
try it.
Black one is
I,
the current air. The red is where I set it when it got really low from one of the tropical storms a few years back.
Oh no, I don't think I really felt anything odd or out of the ordinary.
Well, have and this I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but you've you've gotten shocked before, I'm sure, being an
Oh yeah,
electrician.
many times. I got
they
shot
they
today.
say if you've gotten jolted quite a bit, um, these things don't affect you as much. I don't know why or if it's true or not or what, but it
Dang.
doesn't affect me either.
Could be like John Travolta in Phenomenon. Remember that movie where he got shot?
that was a good movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I don't know. It could be something to it. Maybe it's just I don't know. It kind of neutralizes it out. I don't know because you could have just like in power, you could have power at a receptacle, but if your neutral isn't connected, you're not getting anything.
Yeah,
Maybe it kind of helped complete that circuit in a way. I don't know.
yeah, could be.
Years ago, my aunt and my mother, they were having. Well, my aunt initially had this dizziness problem, and she went to this hospital, like an outpatient thing.
Oops.
And there's actually, and this is allegedly, and I'm not giving medical advice here, okay? So you two relax. This is a true story for my family. And they told her that she actually had crystals. You have crystals in your ear canal, very minute, fine, whether they're microscopic or whatever, and you have hair follicles through your ear canal. And they needed adjusting. So they lay her down on this table and turn her head one way, and she'd have to stay that way and they had a garbage can with a liner in it in case she got sick. I mean, that's how severe this stuff was. And a couple of sessions, and she never had it again. So I don't know if that could be affecting either me or other people.
Well,
I never knew that before, but
that's kind of interesting because they say when like you're barefooted and stuff, the energy from Earth comes through your left side and goes out your right.
okay. Well,
And maybe there's something mixed into with that. When somebody gets zapped quite a bit, that throws that off so it doesn't affect them. I'm not saying it does or doesn't, but
I am currently barefoot too. Just saying.
Heck, I've gotten
Nice
shocked
today.
petting the,
Barefoot, and I got a black toe from Harbor Freight and the hammer.
Nice.
I've gotten shocked just petting my dog from the static electricity.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
And the dog doesn't like it too much.
they come up to you and touch you with the tip of their nose. Zzz.
The last time I got was when I was smoking. I forget what I was cooking out there. Anyways, I had the extension cord going out because it's electric smoker and sitting on a wet ground. And during the summertime, I'm barefooted all the time. So I go walking out there, and as soon as I touch the door on the smoker, and I'm jumping around because I let go of it, but it traveled through the ground and was still getting me. And I was every time I jump up, one foot would get it, and then I would jump on the other one would get it until I hobbled off to a good distance. Then I went around the house and went in the front door and put some shoes on the next time I went out there.
We had to go out one time and reground this guy's boat dock because inevitably we tore out all the wiring from the disconnect to the boat dock and put new stuff in, but it was something that done broken loose or something, and it was causing a shock to the boat dock. Of course, it's all metal.
Yeah.
But yeah, we tore all that stuff out and replaced it.
What's the worst shock you ever got, what?
The worst? Well, probably it wasn't really the worst, but probably the one that threw me off the most is I was, me and another coworker, we was in this building and we were doing LED retrofits, which basically means we're coming in, taking out the old ballasts, reconfiguring the wire, putting in LED bulbs. Well, I'm in one office changing out lights. We're going office to office, and I'm in there changing the light. About got done. I got my hand up in there, and I heard somebody walking behind me, but I thought they just kept walking down the hall. And this guy comes in there and just starts cutting on every switch in the room. And I said, "Whoa, buddy!" I said, "You don't see me right here on the ladder?" He said, "Yeah, I seen you." I said, "Well, the lights is off. I'm an electrician. What do you think's going on?" He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, buddy." Yeah, I'm in here painting with the lights off. Come on, man.
How many amps can what life withstand?
Well, that's just it. It's not the volts that kills you; it's the amps, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was on a weird angle on the ladder. You know what I mean? It just, it didn't really hurt me. It just kind of shocked me, literally.
Yeah.
Do you use a wooden ladder or an aluminum ladder?
Neither.
Fiberglass.
What?
Fiberglass.
So it doesn't conduct the current.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but now we do have we got a couple of those. I don't know the brand, but they're like those Gorilla ladders that can fold in a couple different weird angles and stuff like that. We've got some of them like we use indoors. Like there's people that's got like lights coming down in the middle of their staircase or stuff like that. Comes in handy.
One of the worst jolts, just a really bad jolt, was from a spark plug.
Oh, no.
Oh man, it's like somebody, slugged you in the arm as hard as they could.
Was
Yeah, you feel it.
Was it a HEI ignition or points ignition?
No, it was from a V8.
Yeah, I know.
And-
but was it points or was it
And I
electronic?
thought, oh yeah, it was points. And I thought I had didn't have a hold of it. I was holding on to the wire, the rubber part of the cap, and I was holding it there and said, "Yeah, go ahead and start it up so I can see if it's got spark." Bam! Oh,
Yeah, that makes your whole body move. Those volts.
oh man, that hurt so bad because I've been electrocuted and stuff before. And,
Feels like something grabs your arm from the inside out.
yeah.
I was thinking maybe it was like a lawnmower he got shocked from. To be fair, if a person sees the wires loose over
Oh
his
no, that's fun stuff there.
it's still not fun though getting shocked.
No, never.
Well, you get somebody that because when I had a landscaping business in Phoenix, I couldn't get somebody that was as fast as I was, and this one guy kept irritating the heck out of me, and I had to go over and fix his lawnmower. I'd go across the street because we'd work in the neighborhoods, and I went across there, and I'm like, did you check see if you're getting spark? Because I had extra spark plugs. And he said, I don't know how. And I'm like, it's not very hard, just because we have tools. You use the tool to take the spark plug out, and then you plug it in, and then you set it there, and you try starting it and see if there's spark coming out of
Yeah.
it. And he said, well, how you do that? And I said, well, here, hold on to this. He's jumping around. I said, yep, it's got spark.
Hey, Life with Bobby's here. Good to see you.
So today, one of the calls me and my coworker had, we had to go to this customer's house, and they called because they said the flooring guy was replacing the floor, and they cut the wire that was going to their island in their kitchen. I was like, okay, this could either be a simple fix or it could be pretty bad, you know? So we get there, and whoever built the home, I don't even know how it got past inspection, to be honest with you, but what it looks like to me is if we build a home from scratch with a slab, if the customer requests islands or certain things like that, we'll run conduit. We'll set conduit before they do the concrete. So we got a chaseway, you know, for run wire. Well, what they did is they ran the chaseway, but whoever set the island didn't set it on top of the conduit. So it was like 1.5 feet off. And they never moved it back. So all they did was chiseled out like 1 inch in concrete and just laid the wire in there. So when the guy was tearing up the floor, he didn't know, you know, he didn't expect the wire to be there, and it pretty much sheared it in half. And, you know, pretty much told the lady, kind of explained to her how it would go. Kind of pulled it and we seen where it was being fed from the outlet, but it was behind the dishwasher. And policy, we can't touch any like dishwasher and stuff, you know. We can't be the ones to unhook it, you know, just liability reasons. Either they can do it or a plumber or somebody will. They said we can cut an opening, you know, behind your dishwasher and see if we can feed it, but it may be fed through another wall or back down. We don't know how they wired this place up, you know. We can only assume how we would do it. It was like, no, they didn't want to go through all that. They said they just do away with the island receptacle.
Dang.
So that was that.
Yeah. Electricity's no joke.
Well, I wonder if the guy that was doing the work got shocked when he cut the wire.
I don't think so. They had one of those. You ever seen those like floor scrapers they have? They had a couple of them with the like little rubber grips on them. So probably not. As soon as he sheared it, it tripped the breaker. That circuit was dead as soon as it sheared it. If it had been all metal or something like that, yeah, he could have got a shock.
How many times can a breaker trip before it burns out?
That just all really depends, you know. Stuff changes.
On the brand too, probably.
A lot of the breakers now, like new code, you got to get like these arc fault breakers on all your 15s and your 20 amp circuits, in which those are good. You know, they do what they're supposed to do, but we get customers call us all the time. Hey, something's going on with my panel. Can y'all come out here and check it out? And they'll explain to us what's going on, and they show us what's going on, and we just tell them, hey, that's what these breakers are designed to do. They're going to trip over any surge or shock or anything. You know, like when you used to plug receptacles in the wall and stuff, and you see like a little jolt, you know, as you're plugging it in, you'll see that little arc. all those new breakers, they're designed as soon as they sense one of those, it trips.
What is standard service box now? Is it still 250 amps for most homes?
Around here, just brand new standard would be about 200 amps. If you're going, some things require more than that. We do a lot of 400 amp services, stuff like that. We did a big old house. We did. It was pretty much an 800 amp service. We had two. We had one 400 amp meter can on one side and one on the other opposite side of the house. This house is, I mean, it's got so many lights, kitchens, elevator, multiple AC units. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I only have 250 amp service. I remember.
Yeah.
And you figure it's better to have more breakers than you need to be on the safe side.
When we do a service change on the outside now, what we install for the customer is a meter main combo, which means you get your meter, which your power provider plugs their unit into, the main, which acts as a main disconnect. You can shut that breaker off outside and it'll kill power to your house. And it also, most of them come with panel space, 8, 16 spaces that you could add stuff in. You know, if you want to do something outside, instead of tying up stuff on the inside power, you could just put you a little 15 amp breaker and run you some lights or whatever you want to do outside.
And you figure, like around here, any new home construction, all the wiring going out to the road has to be underground.
Yeah, direct burial.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're wrapping up. Well, in the next couple of weeks, we got to wait till some more the rest of the units come in. But downtown, they converted these old railroad depot units, and it was the railroad yard for years. And then they somebody had it and just rented out each unit. You know, you could store equipment or whatever, but they converted them into like loft apartments. And through Georgia Power and through the city, they got the money to install these little EV chargers, which there ain't nobody out there that's even got a car that would even use it. But they got the money, so we just installed. It's going to be about 24 units in all.
You figure that's wasteful government spending because of the last administration.
Have you seen, Jim, have you seen the list?
Yeah, I was watching
Today's list, that what Doge is doing.
Yeah, I saw part of it. It is ridiculous. Some of the parties that we're having in South America for certain types of people and operas. It's
it's far beyond that. I mean, I'm talking just your jaw will hit the ground when you see this list.
Invented opera.
The waste of money. It's incredible.
Oh yeah,
it's all washing the money to get back to certain people.
I do say something good about UK, if that's possible, but they are setting up rehab centers for teenagers from 11 to 18 for those who use vapes. From 11 to 18 years old, 18% of who live in the UK are addicted to vapes.
Yeah.
These are 11-year-old to 18-year-olds.
The question is, how do the 11 and 12-year-old kids get that? You got to be an adult to buy that.
To be honest, it's not hard, that type of stuff, really.
And it went it's went up 20% since 2023.
Especially how it's marketed with all the colors and all the fruity flavors and all that type of stuff.
I was like,
speaking
wow,
of kids,
that's a lot.
that is. Speaking of kids, I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone the other day, and he works part-time at one of the neighboring school districts. And he told me, okay, the school district, well, they're going to tear down the old high school and build a new one. He said they had to put they had to add a bathroom inside the school just for the cat people.
Yeah.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Oh, you're talking about litter boxes in the boys' room and the girls' room?
Yeah.
Mostly for girls.
That's
He said the girls squat down when they have to go. They won't use the toilet.
that's a little more info than I need, but that's horrible. Wow.
Well, speaking of that, did you know it was today in 2000 that the game Sims was released? I think it was 2000.
Sims? Is that when you build stuff?
Yeah, you build your own character in a little world, you know.
Yeah. I played Sims Online when it was a big thing. Friend of mine met his wife playing that game. Last I heard, they're still together.
How about that?
Yeah. I actually know probably at least 60 people that got together playing World of Warcraft, and they moved across country to the other person and whatnot.
Wow.
And most of them stayed together, which is, I would never thought something like that, but hey, if it works, it works. And I always used to say, dang, they need to come up with this needs to be a dating thing, because they have a better record than these online dating sites nowadays.
Yeah, but in reality, opposites usually attract.
Well, that wouldn't be opposite though, if they like playing the same game and do the same stuff.
But that's my whole point. Opposites usually attract.
So you're saying I need to move to Alabama? But it was pretty cool. One time we did a job for these customers. It was, make a long story short, we ended up fixing their issue. But when we got there, I don't know what game they were playing, but it was an older couple. They both were in there playing a game on the Xbox together. So check this out. So yeah, we've always been into gaming. So wow, that's pretty cool. Or like the guy on, I'm pretty sure you've seen his videos. The grandpa sniper, the guy that plays those type of games. I watched some of his videos. It's pretty funny.
I've seen that.
I was actually in somebody's live. I was being interviewed. It wasn't kind of an interview, but they were more interested in me than him playing the game, because we were in voice chat, and they would ask him questions, and then he would ask me, and it was like an hour and 20 minutes, them asking questions. And they were like, we didn't know old people played video games. And I'm like, well, this has turned out to be a good date.
They probably started when they were kids. When when Atari came out.
Well, that's what I beta tested Pong, so that speaks for itself.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I love Alabama.
They didn't have video games like when Jeff and I were kids because of our age group. I remember when my oldest niece, her parents got her an Atari.
Yeah, I had tic-tac-toe.
Yep, I beta tested quite a few Atari games, and then when Nintendo came out, I was a beta tester for that. They would send me games, and then when the computer thing got blown up, then I'm still beta testing games.
Do they pay you to do that?
I just get the games for free.
Okay.
Some will give you subscriptions and things like that for doing it. like World of Warcraft. I was a beta tester for that, and I said, "Oh, this is a stupid game. It ain't going nowhere."
And look, it's like still a thing worldwide.
Yeah. And they just came out with an expansion, and I told my son, because he always does this to me. I said, "Do not buy me the expansion. I don't want to play it no more." Leroy
So they don't really
Jenkins.
So they don't really create like a new World of Warcraft. It's just an extension pack onto what is already there.
Pretty much. And by the way, Leroy Jenkins was in the same guild I was in. I wasn't there that night. I wish I was, but I wasn't there that night. And it was in what it was in Molten Core. You have to sneak around these eggs, these dragonkin eggs, because if not, if you touch them, one will erupt, and then two, and then three, four, then pretty soon you wipe the whole raid. And so this guy he was leaving the guild, and he goes in the room and strips all of his gear and runs in and goes, "Leroy Jenkins," and runs in and pulls the whole place, and it wiped it. And if you listen to the whole thing, you can hear the guild leader talking about it and stuff. It's hilarious.
That's funny.
Hey, Lily.
Yeah, I haven't seen Lily in ages.
Oh yeah, pinball. I remember when there was pinball machines in every bar and little restaurants and stuff before the video game.
Yep, went through a lot of quarters.
We got one. They opened up a place not too long ago like that. Nothing but retro games, mainly pinball.
Yeah. The KISS one is still worth a lot of money.
My dentist bought 2 pinball machines to have. He was got a little room for kids to play when they get bored in the waiting room. And he told me, he said, those things are really expensive to get repaired.
Yeah, when's the last time you met a pinball repair guy? Pinball wizard, you know?
Yeah, I remember I was going behind Kmart. That says a lot.
Good old days.
And there was a thing setting out in the, and I thought it was a nightstand or something. So I went over to it, and it was a Miss Pac-Man.
Oh wow!
A super Miss Pac-Man, and the glass had been broken on the top of it. And I thought, well, maybe it just fell off a truck or something. So I picked it up and put it in the back of my truck and took it home, and I ordered a glass. I remember the glass cost me $80 to go over top of it, because it's tempered glass. And plugged it in. I got it working and everything. And soon probably I put it on a bulletin board, because we didn't have phones and stuff back then. So put it on a bulletin board at a laundromat for sale, and I sold that thing for $550.
Nice.
It had the quarter thing and everything. It had the keys in it and everything.
Yeah, people will pay a lot for those things.
Yeah. Nowadays, I probably got a lot more than that.
You probably get a few thousand if you still had it.
Yeah. Hey, Bubba. Good to see you.
Yeah, I miss Kmart too, Dana B.
Yeah.
And Rosie O'Donnell had a lot to do with the demise of Kmart.
went
She's got a
dark.
lot to do with the demise of a lot of things.
They stopped selling ammo.
I know,
Blue light special, aisle 4.
right?
And Walmart, the price of ammo in 20 years at Walmart it hasn't just tripled, it's 5 times what it was 20 years ago.
Oh yeah.
That's why I get everything online now.
Well,
Every time I go into Rural King, I have to steer clear of
the
certain
other way,
areas.
but the other way.
And now they, as soon as you walk in, they got a pallet full of ammo, and I'm like,
Right.
oh
With a big sign on it, sale.
yeah.
There's no stores around here that have any ammo at a reasonable price whatsoever.
Well, you're talking brick and mortar stores. They're always going to be more money because they can't buy in bulk, so they're not.
There's hardly any. You won't believe the number of dealers around here that are retired
Yeah.
that sold, pew-pews.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they send me these ads like every day. I'm like, don't open it. Don't open it. Click.
Well, I
You
know.
gotta subscribe to them.
What'd you say, Eric?
I said I normally let you know when I see a sale.
Yeah, I miss the blue light specials, Pat Evans. Not that I ever bought anything with a blue light special, but just hearing them announce it in the store.
Well, who remembers
Yeah.
going to the back of the store where the diner used to be?
Mhm.
Ours was in the front of the store to the one side.
Oh, you had a newer one then.
Yeah.
The older ones that was in the back.
It was built probably in the early 70s, the one that was near us.
Because then it went to Walmart where they had Little Caesars.
Well, around here, people were mad that Grant's closed, and they said Walmart put them out of business.
That's like the Target down here. They've got 3 or 4 different food companies inside there selling food.
Yeah.
And Target doesn't have the variety. I remember already.
Woolworth, yeah.
Well, yes, Woolworth too. Target menswear is like hardly anything anymore around here.
Yeah.
Well, it never really used to be. I
Nah.
mean,
It was better
men
20
don't-
years ago.
yeah, but men don't really care. Well, unless nowadays men probably do because they wear dresses, but
Oh Lord.
my thing was 501 button flies. As long as they had that, I was good.
Yeah. I
don't
could never get into the buttons.
What size dress would a man built like me require?
Wait, we're not. Next subject.
Yeah.
Actually, at Bonnie's, I couldn't believe it. I went to Bonnie's last week to use my coupon. To Ollie's last week, and I found 2 pairs of jeans that fit me at Ollie's Outlet.
Well, we'll get a hold of Dana B, Grace, and Bonnie, and
Bonnie's already got it. She says it's a 3X.
They'll dress you up.
I would probably need my clothing tailored.
You got to live stream that one though.
54 wide.
Make sure it's a long dress, though, please.
A pink tutu outfit.
Boot cut.
The day somebody sees me a dress, I'll be in the funny form. It's not happening.
There you go.
Oh boy, this is going off the rails quick. Polka dot neon.
Man.
Not on mine.
Grace will knit you a pair.
Like with Bobby, double X is extra large now. I need like coats triple extra large.
Wow.
Yeah. And even some of that ain't really like it used to be.
No, it's not.
Some of that stuff you wash it one time, man, it's just a struggle.
Yeah, it depends
Like,
where you
did the
get it.
shirt go? I
'Cause
know.
Yep.
My son was into well, he still is, anime stuff and those kind of things like Dragon Ball and stuff.
Yeah.
And order that stuff over there, I have to order it like three sizes bigger
That's me.
because they're smaller over there. So
I had to order like a 7X.
if he's like almost 6 foot, then I have to get him like 3 sizes larger than what he is.
Man, they're gonna make fun of us. Who are these people ordering the 7X? Who are these 7X people?
With the poke buttons.
It's the big and tall.
Y'all
So
gonna get
small.
beat up if you go out in public like that.
You figure all the clothing people buy in this country is made from other countries, and the people there are just smaller. And I'm surprised Walmart doesn't carry like jeans that have a shorter inseam for all the little men coming across the border.
Hey, Tony, good to see you.
Tony.
It's impossible to try to find my size in a Wally world. I mean, I'm telling you, I look through every pair, and they got the weirdest sizes I ever seen. But to find mine, it's still unseen.
What do you take about a 36 inseam? What?
I wear like depending on how it's cut, like a 40, 42, with like a 36. 36, yeah, somewhere around in there, yeah, at least. Maybe a 38 if it's with boots.
Used to wear 34s. Now I'm probably 32 because I'm having to crank up on the belt.
Yeah, I got a weird size. It's hard to find it.
Well, you're 6.5 foot tall. That's why.
I get the best luck I have sometimes with finding my size, believe it or not, is we got a Roses here. I'll find them in there sometimes. And the Ross. I'll find them in there sometimes. Other than that, it's kind of hit and miss.
Now, every time I go to Walmart, I see these short little men that came across the border, and their pants aren't rolled up. I'm thinking, where do they get pants with that short of legs?
Freeze.
From China.
They have a
I've looked
union section.
I've looked on AliExpress for men's pants, and you can't get like short, medium, large, extra large inseam. It's just one size. They have to be hemmed.
Like sweatpants, you know.
You won't see me in sweatpants either.
Well, nowadays the fashion is pajamas.
Yeah. Seems to be a thing in some spots.
I remember when the kids were going to school, there was like one day of the year that it was pajama day.
Yeah, like tacky day or something.
Yeah. Now it's like every day, and I'm like, what happened to dress code? I mean, when they went to school, they couldn't have this or that. And nowadays, they just wear whatever.
I don't know if you can see that triple extra large. That's what I take in coats.
We had a day like that in school. Usually it was like during like pep rally week or like, you know.
Now I got to take the dog out. She saw me grab the coat. I'll be back in a minute. This won't take long. You're a smart girl. That's okay. You haven't been out since 5:30.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Job Corps, we got a spending allowance to go shopping, and we went to the mall, and I bought like five pairs of the same jeans as the button flies, and you know those things, if you can find them, people are paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for those now.
Or no zipper, just buttons.
Yeah, that's all it was. 501 button flies, and there was 4 or 5 buttons, and that was it.
I don't know if I can handle that many buttons.
That was real easy to button and everything.
I prefer a zipper.
Real easy to unbutton too. So you didn't have to fiddle too much when you had to go to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yeah.
And there was no, accidental zip.
Yeah.
And forget and just regular T-shirts with whatever sayings was on them. That was my wardrobe.
Graphic tees.
Yeah, and then
That's still a big thing.
the hair got long and my jeans got holes in them.
I stick with cargo shorts. That's it.
It seems like the older people get, the more blue jean shirts they own. Is that a thing?
I don't know, but probably because they never throw anything out.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
More I hear, and I hate to say that, but the old people, I'm in that line now, I guess. But and I still wear, if I wear pants, they're jeans. Except for I've got work pants. The yellow stuff. I forget the
Yellow
name.
stuff.
Yeah, the yellow tan.
Oh, khaki.
Well, they're not khakis, but they mainly have work clothes.
Carhartt?
Oh,
Carhartt, yeah, that's it.
okay, yeah, there you go. I don't know what I was thinking about.
Yeah, I think that's the only Carhartt I got. So was those pants. They're really good work pants.
Yeah.
And I use them for like bushcrafting stuff because they're the bushcrafting pants they sell that they charge tons of money extra are horrible things. They're just junk. Now Carhartt, you can rump around out in the woods and stuff, and they're good.
Yeah. I got some of their apparel. It's pretty tough.
Get in, Holly. Get in. Okay.
Well, hopefully Jim doesn't come back in wearing a dress.
Get in my coat off. Other
Stand
dog.
by, everybody.
Real quick. Hey, you guys are talking about jeans. Levi's aren't what they used to be. A few years ago, I went.
Yeah.
Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Oh,
The men's jeans are thinner than they were, let's say, 10 years ago. My wife noticed the same thing getting jeans. And does anybody know why women's jeans have such shallow pockets?
Guess some more money can fit in yours, I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna say it's the cut.
The pockets are like a few inches deep. You can't even, it's hard to, if a woman, that's why a lot of women carry pocketbooks to put their car keys.
Well, a woman's got a better shape than we do, so they're more hourglass, so that's a shorter pocket at the waist.
I got theories,
do
but I
you
don't
use
know.
the pockets?
I don't know.
I don't buy women's pants. They stink. Well, you need to probably go to a different store if they stink.
Yes.
It's probably from the dye and the material. And nothing's made like it used to be. I looked a few years ago, you could go to the Levi website. I prefer Wranglers. and it had the weight of denim, and it doesn't even show it anymore.
Yeah, Levi's isn't what it used to be.
They used to use 14 and 3/4 ounce denim. It's about maybe 12 ounces right now. That's a big difference for wear and tear. And even if you go to Walmart and look at the Wrangler men's jeans, they're thinner than they used to be.
Oh yeah.
And I like having jeans that have a lot of pocket room for shotgun shells when I'm out here.
I hear that. Yeah, I think Bonnie's got it right. They're short and low-rise jeans.
Yeah.
There you go. There's
I
a
remember
science
when
to it.
they started coming out with that, and then they had to come out with new undies. I remember that was a big story on the news.
What are the new undies, by the way?
Well, their pants.
Wait a minute, Jim. Are you compiling a list? What's going on?
In my brain, I am.
Okay, we're talking about dress sizes for Jim. Now he's wanting to know about the undies.
Wow.
Not for me, but
I know. I'm only kidding you.
No, but you remember when they come out with and this was 90s 2000 ish when they were real popular.
thongs?
No, the low rise pants.
Oh.
So they had to come out. Then they started making the whatever undies that they use.
Low rise bottoms, yeah.
Yeah, because if not, their
Just call them britches, low-rise britches.
their straps would hang out.
Mm.
Because I remember the news story that was done on it, because they would always show women walking back and forth, and you would see their straps hanging out of their breeches.
Well, thongs take care of that.
I don't know where this is going.
Floss.
They went off the deep end, down the river, under the bridge.
Well, I washed half the clothing in the house, so I pay attention to it.
Yeah, you don't want a thong ending up in your drawer, Jim. That's not right.
My wife keeps them in her drawer.
There you go.
Yeah, I the way they have their clothes now, they have them way, because remember, like in the 40s and 50s, the men would always have their pants way up here,
Their belly button way up. Yep.
way above their belly button, and I'm like, it's the roles have switched. The women wear their pants way up here, or they'll wear shorts, and their butt cheeks are hanging out, but their shorts are way up here, and I'm like, what's wrong with this?
Did women's body shapes change? Just like oh, I was watching TV the other day. The original My Three Sons, where the guy that was in I Love Lucy played the uncle in there with Fred McMurray before they had Uncle Charlie. I forget the name of the actor. And his pants are like halfway up to his waist. I'm thinking, how could a man even be built like that?
I don't know.
Oh boy, this is.
Yeah, I've been doing. I do half the laundry. My wife folds the clothing, and I put it in the washing machine and the dryer.
Oh, hey, that ain't bad. You got the good end of the deal.
Well, I don't like. It could take me a month of Sundays to fold stuff. She folds the stuff way quicker.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The when the men aren't wearing dresses, they're wearing pants 10 times too big for them, and they have to walk like weird.
That's why I can't find my size.
I can't wear skinny pants. I would burst the thighs.
Well, skinny jeans ain't that bad. At least they stay on you.
Yeah, they ain't coming off. You're right.
And I hate to say it, but they used to have a joke is why so many criminals are in jail because their pants fell down and tripped them.
Mm.
I prefer relaxed fit with all the bending over to plant little trees.
There you go.
And milk and honey, I don't like tank tops. I like muscle shirts better. I like having a sleeve.
Well, tank tops used to be muscle shirts.
And the tank tops have just a strap
Yeah.
over the shoulder. I like having a sleeve.
Huh.
I mean, it's not a sleeve, but it's not as narrow.
It's a shoulder sleeve.
Yeah, because I don't want to get too sunburned.
Yeah, you don't want to give them all, you know.
Man, my son says that every time he comes to visit us in the summer, Dad's got a farmer's tan.
Oh,
I don't like Speedos either, Bonnie.
oh, that's a horrible thing to see on
Thank
the
you.
beach.
Speedos.
Yeah.
Man, this has been like a
It ain't over yet, boss.
Well, I'd rather see a bikini than a man in Speedos.
it's like a mental visual roller coaster ride of emotions.
It's
Uh, that's the other thing I didn't understand when I used to go when I was in school in Phoenix. The girls used to wear the fad was leg warmers
yeah.
in Arizona.
Right.
I
Well,
never understood it. I'm like, your ankles must be sweating like crazy.
It's too hot for those out there.
It
that's
was
like-
a fad though. Everybody had them. All the girls had it. And I think it was what was that? Flashdance.
Flash dance. Yeah. And that's
That
like
brought-
when,
Trans.
that's
that
like when
made that.
Madonna came on the scene. All the young ladies started dressing like her.
Yeah.
And then
I
when
remember
Stevie
that.
Nicks got popular, they all started dressing like her. You know, it's just
When you think of the younger culture, they have to. It's almost like they have a wardrobe they have to, conform to.
well.
Remember
we
when,
did the same thing, right?
Remember when Pat Benatar cut her hair?
Yeah.
All these girls started cutting their hair like her, and oh man. I mean, she still looked good, but some women don't look good with short hair.
I mean, some woman want to have. Look at Helen Reddy. She wore her hair awfully short for a woman back in the early 70s.
Looks.
Yeah, I think short hair looks good on some women.
Handle the conversation.
Well, I saw a video one day watching YouTube. The Helen Reddy video came up. The one she's saying, "I am woman." It was a feminist movement back then.
Allegedly.
Wildlife, everything is allegedly in the world, I think. Especially on YouTube.
There can be some exceptions.
Yeah, I like Farrah Fawcett's hair. That's a lot of work, though, for a woman, the upkeep with the hair. When it's that long.
Yeah, and that's the Friends chick, Rachel.
Yeah.
And I know a certain type of women do have short hair.
Well, what's that one girl that shaved her head. Not Britney Spears, but the other one. She was a good singer, and as soon as she did,
Sinead
That was-
O'Connor.
yeah,
Nate O'Connor did.
yeah, she ruined her career.
Well, what
Huh.
ruined her career was when
Yeah,
she was done singing that song on Saturday Night Live. She took a picture of the Pope and tore it up and said, "This is the real enemy." So that's when her, you know.
yeah.
Now, I'm not saying anything one way or the other religiously. I'm just saying that's what started her downfall.
Yeah.
I'll say this though. A lot of the women Trump has hired, they have longer hair. You don't see any of his attorneys or anyone. Look at Tulsi Gabbard. Her hair's pretty long. Not real long.
The
Yeah.
Homeland Security lady.
Yeah. Christine.
She
Yeah,
got long.
she got some nice hair.
Trump has some of the nicest looking women in his cabinet.
I was like, when I first seen the image of her sitting out there, I'm like, they have models on, because I thought it was staged, models trying to recruit people for immigration now or Homeland.
She even surfs, Tulsi Gabbard. She used to when she lived in Hawaii. Well, bald is beautiful for men.
Oh no,
Yeah, I agree with Boba News on that one. I wonder what Sinead O'Connor, is she still alive?
Yeah.
is she? Oh.
We got women that are trying to look like men, and we got men that are trying to look like women. What a crazy world we live in. My motto is just be yourself.
Sandy says she died. I did not know.
Oh,
that.
did she?
I don't know.
Maybe she died from a hair attack.
Okay. 23. Cancer.
Oh,
I thought.
I thought that was one of the three witches. I forget what that show was. Charmed.
Charmed.
Shannon
Alyssa
Doherty.
Milano, Shannon
Shannon-
Doherty.
Yeah.
I forget the other one. I didn't even really watch it. I just remembered.
Can't remember
Shannon
their
Doherty,
names, but I liked one of them.
Alyssa Milano, and the one that played Piper. I forget her name. Holly Marie Combs. Who's the other one?
Over here, Holly. Come on. Here, Holly. Come on.
I think I liked the Milano one. I can't remember their names though.
The little kid on Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
Well, it would have been your age back then, though.
Yeah. Around it, yeah.
Well, she's getting up there. She's got to be in her late 50s by now.
Oh, don't say that. God.
Alyssa Milano, yeah.
Yeah, I hate these things that come up and say, "Did you know this song is 40 years old today?" And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's like 10 years old, isn't it? I hate those ones.
Age is just a number. You know? As long as you're happy.
Well, the older you get, it is harder to do. I mean, I can't lift as much weight as I did even 2 years ago. I've had to cut back a little. It's okay, Holly.
And we will make
Oh,
America great again.
hey, Jason, thanks for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
It depends which day it is, Bonnie. Actually, since this carnivore thing, my legs and stuff feel a lot better.
Well, I feel better when I'm outside working, which I haven't been able to do in a couple of months with the weather. Because I've been telling my wife, I said, with the weather, I feel like a shut-in. It's just too cold out here to do anything.
Oh yeah.
Plus, with the ground being frozen, I can't move frozen manure.
Are you serious?
I thought she was older than 52.
Oh wow.
I remember watching the show, and I wasn't that. I thought I was an adult back there when she was a little kid on that. Who's the Boss?
Yeah, that was in the 80s. Then she was in Commando with Arnold. She was a kid then too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Commando.
And now she's got a big mouth, Alyssa Milano.
Dang. Yeah. Well, would say nothing worse than being hit with a frozen cow patty, but there is something worse. A fresh one.
Mm.
Yeah, frozen might not stick on you as bad.
Well, it might knock you out.
Yeah. It's gonna hurt worse, but the other one's gonna hurt your feelings worse.
Yeah, reminds me of that. I don't know if it was a girl or a guy, but was grabbing a hold of the electric fence and got shocked and fell on the ground face first into a cow patty. A fresh one. I don't know which one hurt worse. The shock or the shock. Oh, I made a carnivore pizza the other day.
Did you put
Actually,
pepperoni on it and sausage?
just pepperoni, because I didn't know how the crust was going to turn out and stuff. Because the crust is made out of chicken. You grind up the chicken, 2 eggs, and a cup of Parmesan cheese. And then you pour it out and you shape it into your pizza crust. And you bake it for 30 minutes, and then you put your toppings on. And
Nice.
it was actually pretty good.
I never had a pizza like that before.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. And I because it didn't call for it, but I put a garlic powder and Italian seasoning in the crust. Now, there's the next time I'm going to make it, I think I'm going to cut half of the cheese out of it and put pork rinds, ground up pork rinds, a
There
half
you
a
go.
cup of pork rinds and a half cup of Parmesan cheese, and then grind that up and then shape it and see how that is. And then I'm gonna make a Alfredo sauce out of cream cheese and butter and mozzarella cheese.
So,
Almost
Pat,
gave me the meat sweats.
I've never had Caesar or Domino's, just, little pizza shops. Actually, we got a pizza first time in over a decade a few weeks ago.
Where'd you get it? Local place?
Collegeville Bakery. Because their son came to visit with his girlfriend, and they wanted pizza.
Was it good?
Cabbage?
It was good. We had pepperoni and we had plain.
That sounds good. But I can't have a cabbage. Well, I can, but I'm going to try to like have it maybe once a week. I get a different meal or something like that. Which I didn't do it this week though. Well, except for the salad bar thing. Oh, that salad was so good.
Large pepperoni pizza is $23 around here now.
Yeah, it's about the same here.
Well, they went up in price. I think we had a pizza 4 years ago. My wife got me one for my birthday, and it was less than 20.
Welcome to the Bushcraft Live Show, where we make everybody hungry.
And none of us are expert chefs. We might be expert eaters.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably get the recipe down really good, and then I'll do a video on carnivore pizza.
What kind of chicken did you use? The breast meat or that dark kind?
I actually used a can.
Oh, canned chicken. Okay.
Yeah, drained it real good and zzz, in the food processor. Come on. Oopsie daisy.
Turf and turf pizza.
Is there going to be any pizza after the show?
No, it takes a while to.
I wish there was pizza.
Yeah, leave it in the back room. Right?
I'd take a couple slices.
Yeah, I was because I didn't think that it would hold so much, and the recipe that was 1 egg and half a cup of cheese, so I just made it a little bit bigger, and my crust looked a lot better than the ones that they showed. And there's another one that they do where they separate the whites and they put it in a whisker thingy, whatever they call them, the KitchenAid things.
Yeah.
What size diameter was the pizza you made?
Oh, I don't know, probably about a 10, 12 inch.
Okay.
And they make the egg whites and then they fold in the other stuff, and that crust swells way up. They call it cloud pizza, cloud carnivore pizza.
Now, how many people ate the pizza? Was it just
me.
you? Just you.
Me. Yeah.
Did you use small pepperoni or large slice?
It was actually what do they call it? Uncured.
Okay. I don't like. There's a craze now. People getting the turkey pepperoni.
It's not pepperoni anymore. This was Amish pepperoni I got from the Amish, so it wasn't processed stuff.
That's some good stuff.
It's a shame. Around here, they still have a website. In Gilbertsville, PA, there was a place, you could call it a flea market, whatever you want, called Zern's. Amish people would bring stuff that they made, lunch meat, pepperoni in the case, and sell it. And the owners, well, they decided to sell the property off. They had some of the best food.
We had farmers markets here, and that's the Amish would bring eggs and stuff and meat. You could get, good sized chicken. Good sized chickens. For
they got a farmers market
$7-8 for a big fryer, which was, fed by them, butchered by them, and everything. And they ended up shutting them down to where only vegetables and stuff could be sold now. That's where I used to get my eggs and all that stuff.
What year were they shut down?
You know, Biden
That's what I
Biden
figured.
time.
Just like what he did to the raw milk.
Yeah. Now, if I go driving into the country, there's signs left and right, fresh eggs and whole milk and all that stuff. Um, last I bought was $2 a gallon.
What are their eggs going for a dozen?
I don't know now because I don't want to trust my truck driving too far, so I just drive it around town. Around here, it's $5-6 a dozen.
Speaking of eggs, the thing I noticed a few years ago was the eggs from Aldi weren't what they used to be.
Oh, don't get eggs at Aldi
I know.
unless it's the cage-free organic ones.
They don't taste the same. They don't look the same.
Yeah, Walmart eggs and the cheap Aldi eggs are you don't want to eat those because those birds are allegedly filled with stuff.
Because there's one grocery store I don't go to it that often. When eggs dropped in price, I got a few dozen when they were 99 cents a dozen a few years ago, and you could just tell. The name of the store is Rudner's, and they get a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch stuff.
That's me. I'll eat up some eggs. Well, I love them.
Yeah, that's one of the main things for carnivores is them eggs. $5.49 Whole Foods.
Give me about 3 bacon egg sandwiches. I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah, if I go to the Amish store, it's $4.99 for their eggs, which are farm eggs.
Because when eggs were cheaper, sometimes I would make 4 eggs for lunch with 2 pieces of toast.
$7 New York. Yeah, well, that kind of makes sense though. $3.99 a dozen at Costco.
Well, hopefully the people responsible for the high prices will lose their jobs, and things will get back to maybe not normal, but closer to what all of us think of as normal in this country.
Yeah, Egglands. I think is that that has the little sticker on the egg.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, my wife got those before egg prices went up, and I was impressed with them.
Yeah, those are pretty good ones.
Yeah, I've seen both of those stories. The one about y'all see about Waffle House was going to do a 50-cent surcharge per egg on orders.
wow.
Yeah, that happened. The last egg shortage we had, and it's weird because anytime there's like toilet paper or anything like that, people go nuts over them. There's so many people with eggs in their refrigerators right now and they don't eat that many, but they want to get them because they think that they won't get them again.
Like Mary said, did you hear the story about somebody hijacked the egg truck, allegedly?
Well, if a person
Yeah.
You hear that?
Selling them on the corner.
if a person was out of toilet paper, sycamore trees have large leaves.
I think they said about $40,000-$50,000 worth of eggs on the truck.
Wow.
Grace, you're 100% absolutely correct. We're the best country on the planet, and look at the shortages.
Well, the shortages is because of the EPA or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It takes a while for a baby chick to grow up to be able to lay an egg. If you wipe them all out, where are the eggs coming from?
There's a big gap. Yeah.
Well, look at chicken thighs went up in price.
Oh yeah,
Drumsticks and breast meat.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably my favorite cut is the chicken thigh.
yeah.
Same here.
Best thing to make a sandwich out of.
It's hard to mess it up, you know.
You can make
Stay
soup out
light.
of chicken thighs, make a sandwich out of chicken thighs, cook it with garlic, onion, put flour on it. Plus, it's easier on a person's teeth than beef. And don't get me wrong, I like beef, but okay, porterhouse steak, T-bone steak was better 30 years ago than now. He didn't have the gristle on it. He had soft fat because most of the animals weren't corn fed; they were grazed fed, grass, pasture.
Yeah, and Trump's going to get the blame for. Oh, he already is getting the blame for the eggs.
Yeah, well, how come it took AOC and Elizabeth Warren so long to mention the price of anything? They were basically inflation deniers for 4 years. And the mainstream media.
Dang, $11.98. Oof. Yeah, I remember before the 2020 thing came along. $1.99 for a can of chicken, maybe $2.17 or something like that. Now it's like $5, $6, $7 for a can of chicken.
What size can?
The
12 and a half ounces?
I don't know what ounces, just the normal cans.
Because, like I said, my wife doesn't eat any meat because it doesn't agree with her as well. So she puts everything in the food purifier. Like Holly and I eat a lot of chicken.
Well, nowadays it's really hard to find a can of chicken that doesn't have a pop top.
Yeah.
Which I still think is geared toward preppers. They've made most cans of vegetables as the pop tops.
Yep.
Soups are pop tops. Yeah, it's getting to be that is the norm. And what it does is a regular can would last 8 years. When it came off of the assembly line, when it was canned, the shelf life was for 8 years, depending on what it was. Tomatoes was a little bit less. Now that they went to that pop top, 2 years. So unless somebody knows how to can, how do preppers save this food that they go to the store and buy?
Well, canned salmon and jack mackerel still requires a can opener.
Yeah.
If you get like the 14.75 or 15-ounce cans. Now, sardines have always, like those little containers of sardines, they've always have the pull-off kind.
Yeah, I just bought a 10-pound bag of leg quarters for 79 cents a pound. And brought it home, used a vacuum sealer, and they're in the freezer.
Nice.
Do you have a separate freezer besides your main refrigerator?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have tons of freezers or anything like that, but how does one save 3 months of food when you only have a little bitty freezer in the refrigerator?
Yeah, we don't have a big refrigerator. We can't because of where the one kitchen upper shelf is. But then my wife doesn't want us to get a separate freezer.
Dang, $4.50 for a can of corned beef hash? Wow.
Mm.
Well, just like I remember 20 years ago, you could go to the dollar store and get a can of just 12 ounces of corned beef. And I've noticed canned corned beef has actually come down in price a little. Walmart and Lidl's had it, or however you pronounce it, Lidl, for like $3 when it was up to like $4.99 about 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's why I still watch the ads, even for Bueller's, which is one of the most expensive stores. But they do have sales to get you in that store, and that's you go in there and get that sell stuff and leave. You don't look at anything else. You just get that sell stuff and leave. Well, I mean, you pay. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Not sure of schedule this week, but I'll be back Friday for sure. Last Friday after eating that salad bar, it didn't agree with me. It was too fast, too much. But it was good.
I hope we didn't make anybody hungry.
Oh, it wouldn't be a good live if we didn't make anybody hungry. Yeah, especially nowadays, you never know. So
Grace might be preparing some food now with her spices.
you guys have a blessed week and be safe.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.